Hello, Star Wars fans. Hey, there's just 164 days until Christmas 2021. And today we're going to be talking about some of the exclusive figures that are being revealed at the Hasbro Pulsecon later this year. And of course, whenever we talk about figures, we want to have my friend Zuvium Martin. Hello.
Hello there, Santa. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. And we talked about this a little bit ahead of time. Mark is ready to troll. And and Mark, we can't wait.
Oh yeah.
And as I told Martin right before we came on, Mark, you need to remember this road goes both ways, right? The troll may have you be careful.
Absolutely. We'll be watching those comments.
Oh, we will be. We're ready. Yeah. So I do want to bring up some things that, the monetization has gone live. We're extremely happy about that. We're still waiting for Daggone YouTube to catch up for memberships and other features that are available, but they haven't yet enabled those things for us. So look forward for that. And speaking of those memberships, there are a few things we're putting in the works, and we've talked about this before, but here we've got some graphics. Look, we've got the $2 a month level. We're going to call it and these are just having fun with, Santa and winter and all that kind of thing. The Blizzard Battalion, and $2 a month. That'll enable you to access some of the member-only channels in Discord. You'll be entered into a giveaway for vintage collection figures. And the frequency that will depend on the funding that we have. So hopefully we'll do those at least once a month, maybe more frequently, maybe less, depending on how that comes in. And then we'll schedule a Zoom call for all of our channel members just to come and hang out and talk, and we can ask questions or just chat and hang out together. So that's the first level. The second level here will be the snowpack, and that's $5 a month. That in addition to what we mentioned before, you also get entered into a Black Series figure giveaway. So again, frequency may vary, but the plan is at least once a month. That's our hope. And then the third level would be the Elite Squad. And the Elite Squad, we would enter into a premium collectible giveaway as well. And look there's Mike Porter with the very first super chat ever. The very first super chat. Thank you so much, Mike Porter. I just can't thank you enough for your support over all the time that we've been doing the channel. Fantastic supporter of the community. And Mike Porter, first in the house ever. First ever. So how about that? So we've got a lot of fun things to talk about today, and one of them that Mark gave me a little bit earlier today to kick off the trolling starts with vintage collection figures that we do not have as collectors. Star Wars Rebels. 0 figures. Rise of Skywalker 5 figures. Mandalorian season 2. Well, season 1 isn't complete yet. There's a noticeable creature from season 1 that we still don't have.
Don't know what one you're talking about. I think they're done.
And then the Bad Batch 0. But the Blurg, my Blurg. They showed up this last week in the Bad Batch, and and not only are blurgs sort of this greenish color, but you see that they're kind of an orange, or maybe they're got a little bit of blue. You could have some brown coloring on it. Think of all the potential that Hasbro has here in releasing blurgs with various colors.
Well, so Santa, how would you feel if they released the vintage collection Bad Batch blurg?
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Yeah, because
I'll go with your Mando stuff.
I'll take it right out of the package, and I'll set him free, and nobody will know.
So with that picture you just put up about because I think Mark had something to do with that picture.
He did.
I think he sent it on.
Yeah.
He sent it on. So Mark, wants to troll us on this. Can I ask that for the next time we talk, that Mark puts together the stats on everything that has been released?
Well, there's that. Plus, Mark made this pledge. He made a pledge in Discord. He promised us. He said, "All I need to make me happy is a HasLab Ghost, vintage collection Ghost vehicle. I will never complain again about Hasbro and the figures." Right?
Which is huge amounts of motivation, but for all of us to do a campaign to get them to do that. But we did discuss this, didn't we, beforehand? And shall I throw out the challenge to Mark?
You go right ahead.
So, Mark, if they do a vintage collection Ghost, but at the same time say, we are never going to make and release the Rebels figures, your pledge says you would not complain about that.
Okay.
No, he's fine.
So there he goes. Now he said, "Get it right. It's HasLab, Ghost, and Crew."
I think we need to go through Discord and find out the truth here.
We're going to have to go to the records and see.
Yeah.
But let's just go back to this. Okay, so let's say that you get that, Mark. You still get no more Rise of Skywalker, no more Mandalorian figures. None. No Bad Batch figures. 0 figures released for the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
No complaining. No.
No complaining at all.
We love it. We talked about this before. You can't be a proper collector if you're not complaining about what you don't have. So
yeah. Absolutely.
And
as soon as you've got it, that's it. You move on to what I haven't got yet.
Exactly. And I have to point out Sheev here with the super chat. Thank you, Sheev, for the second super chat ever. Sheev the Wise. Boba will kill Cad Bane. No, I already told you they're going to become best friends, best buddies. They're traveling throughout the galaxy, exploring, and hanging out together. They're going to be best friends, best pals. That's what's going to happen. So
I just say Darth Elvis has made a comment there, and I know it's not in the super chat, but that man deserves the vintage collection Biston. Biston, absolutely. That is the crime that the figure wasn't made.
Mark, he's defending himself now, right?
I think he's got too defensive too quickly. I think he knows he's on the ropes.
Love you, Mark. He's absolutely great. So the trolling being officially started, we do have some figure releases, and for the vintage collection, the big one here is the Emperor's Throne from Return of the Jedi. Quite an impressive box, and looking through the images, of course, you get Palpatine sitting there in front of the backdrop, but it also comes with looks like replaceable hands, because when I look at these fingers, that lightning is coming out of the fingers, right?
That's what it was like for the Black Series one.
Yeah.
So he had replaceable hands, I believe. You had lightning hands versus normal hands.
Right. So you'll be able to replace the hands with. There you go. You can see.
Yep.
Normal. Now it's nice here. We've got some soft goods on the cloak. It looks like this over his head is plastic though.
Yeah. Yeah, because it looks like it's a mixture of plastic and soft goods in there, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's the same in every picture I see, right? Every one I see, that cloak is like on there.
Yep.
Which is sort of a shame, but also it's Palpatine. What do you want? I mean, he wears that. So
yeah, absolutely.
And then you get a nice little lightsaber with it as well.
Yeah, so it makes sense that when on the press release it said it came with 4 accessories. So lightsaber, cane, 2 different hands, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yep. Yeah. And the chair and backdrop. So, hey, Thomas Gonzalez, hello. Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. Thanks for your support. I can't thank you enough for being here. Ducky, that smile's way too smug for Force Lightning.
Do you know my favorite scene of Palpatine is in Revenge of the Sith? It's like that guy is never happier than when he's flinging the Senate pods around. If you just watch that moment, if you ever want a picture of someone who's just happy when he's fighting Yoda, it's when he's doing that. Yeah, he's going like, you think, this is a battle to the death, but no, he's like, hey!
Palps can't fit in the chair without bumping his head. That I don't. Where's? Oh yeah, look at that. I see what Mark's talking about there.
Yeah,
it looks like that chair's got a little overhang there.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right. Squish him down.
Got to put him more in a reclined position there, Mark. That'll do it. That'll do it. So yeah, this is a quite nice collectible, right?
Yeah, it is. It works quite well actually. If we talk about the sort of the slumping to get him in the chair, the hand looks like it could handle a beer.
That's true. That's true.
It could be sort of Palpatine on his day off.
Yeah, just kind of
play set.
Yeah, got one in there.
Yeah.
And Darth Elvis has given me funds to get my very first Zuvio. Right, the going rate.
He's got it right. That is how much you should pay for a Zuvio. No more.
That's fantastic. Mark Hasbro is cutting corners using old sculpt for the throne. Imagine
I wouldn't say it's cutting corners. Don't they call it smart retooling?
Yes. Strategic value for your return on investment. Right?
Yeah.
So, the chair comes there. That's very nice. So, let's see. So we've got this bit here. Let's see if I can get this back down to full screen, and then. Of course, we already looked at the Lightning. That wraps it up for the vintage collectors, right?
Cool.
That's it.
That's only one release. That's fine. It's a play set.
No, that's not just fine. But it's a good start. It's a good start.
Sorry, I've got to interject. I've got mixed emotions with Spencer. Spencer did well to start with I want Filloni, and then. Why would anyone want a Zuvio? Actually, I would agree with that. Why would anyone want a Zuvio? Makes no sense to just get one.
you need to have crazy. A collection of Zuvios.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
I'm with Spencer, actually. I thought I was going to get emotional, but actually, he's won me round already.
That's good.
So what other vintage collection thing were you hoping for?
A blurg. There you go, Martin. With you. I did a review recently of our good friend Hondo Onaka, and Hondo comes on a card that just says Star Wars on it, right? Mm-hmm. Because Hondo shows up everywhere. Hondo shows up in the Clone Wars. He shows up in Rebels. He shows up. He's ubiquitous, right? He's everywhere. But now we have blurgs. We have blurgs in the Clone Wars. We have blurgs in the Bad Batch. We've got blurgs in the Mandalorian. We've got blurgs everywhere. But yet the vintage collectors are to get a blurg that they could put in their collection with the Mandalorian Season 1 figures. So that would just be fantastic.
I'm still not sure. You've got your Mission Fleet ones. You can get your Sideshow ones.
Elvis brings up as well.
Yeah, Battle of Endor blurg. Yeah,
Battle of Endor blurg, and they have different coloring. This is tailor made for Hasbro. They can release it. You can get your orange blurg and your brown blurg and your blue blurg and your green blurg, all these different colors. And they have to do is repaint, new blurg, and collectors will buy them. Easy.
Well, hold on to your dreams.
Nikki, hello. Nikki, thank you so much for the generous super chat. I can't thank you enough. Nikki, one of our fantastic supporters, a mod here. Thank you. Blurgs are ideal for repacking. You could put a blurg in with a quill. You could put a blurg in with all kinds of different figures. And to go back to Palpatine, all we need is Palpatine to come riding in on a blurg.
Yeah, that makes sense. Again, going to take issue with Mark's comment there, because repacking requires there to be one original, and there isn't. So I would argue that blurgs are terrible for repacking because there's nothing to repack. Sorry. Is Mark talking about bringing out more mission fleet blurgs?
No,
because that would make perfect sense.
Biston with a blurg, Zuvio with a blurg. We can...
Everyone with a blurg.
Absolutely. Please. And you can put it on a Star Wars card. You can put it on all you have to do is put different cards. Same blurg. Put it in a Star Wars card. Put it in a Mando card. Put it in a Bad Batch card. And you can sell those things, the same green blurg, over and over and over again. Just different card. Come on.
And nobody on the internet would say, "Oh, it's the same blurg, but just on a different card." Hasbro are just fleecing us.
Certainly, Mark would never say such a thing.
No, he wouldn't. If the ghost had come out first, he would be saying, "Thank you very much, Hasbro. You get a blurg. You get a blurg."
Oh my goodness! So, vintage collection. Blurg is high on the list of things. And when I saw it in the Bad Batch episode, I was like, "Look, we've got blurgs!" And I noticed they're two different colors. So there's lots of Boba Fett with a blurg. There's another one.
Absolutely. That's probably the most compelling argument to get them released that I've heard.
Oh, these are great. These are blurg eating Astro Boy while Zuvio rides him. Instant success.
It's amazing. It's amazing. This stuff writes itself.
It does. It's so easy, Hasbro. Just give us. Think of all the opportunity, the profit motive there, right? You've got all kinds of upswing on the blurg. No down at all. It'll be great.
Frankly, you've convinced me. Bring it into Marvel Legends as well. Wolverine on a blurg. I want that now. Why haven't I got that? Why haven't I got that?
Oh my goodness! So, Black Series figures. This one here is a lot of fun. We've got Dave Filloni himself. We've got Trapper Wolf right here in a Black Series box. This is again. This is for the Hasbro Pulsecon exclusive. Yep. Again, these are going to be just exclusive for that Pulsecon. And there you can see Dave's smirky expression there.
His why have I agreed to do this look?
That's exactly. They put him in a 3D rendering room to do the image capture, and that's the expression he had on his face. Like, really? Are we done yet?
Yep.
Well, and Elvis brings up a good point. I heard somebody else mention this. Where's the cowboy hat? Right, we need a secret cowboy hat in the box. Look, there's space right here for a cowboy hat.
Exactly, and then they could have released, because that was my sort of first observation of this. Is it's great, no cowboy hat, and also if you look at the accessories, it's like, what makes that a sort of deluxe one? This is a normal release figure, isn't it?
It looks like it. I don't see anything. He's got one pant leg hiked up, the other's down.
Because when they've done that type of box with Cad Bane, you've got Todo with it, and the Armorer had extra accessories. But now this is basically, it's a normal release in a bigger box.
In a bigger box. Yeah, exactly.
Which is a little bit concerning.
Well, because it means they're going to put it in the regular box as well, and release it so that you can you have the opportunity to buy the exclusive box and the regular box with the same figure.
Yeah, and different artwork on the side, I'm sure, at some point.
It'd be like doing a blurg on different cards, right? It'd be. Oh my goodness!
But this was also. I suppose we ought to be serious for a second. This is a great. I think this is a great example of Hasbro actually listening to people, because they know people would. Yeah, if they listen, they know people go nuts for this figure.
Yes,
because of all love for Dave Filloni.
Oh, it absolutely. This is going to be instantly marketed on eBay for $100 or more. Yeah. Easy, right?
Yep.
As soon as they come in, give me the Filloni, right? Trapper Wolf, and people are already solutioning for the cowboy hat. I'm sure that there will be customs on Pinterest and all your favorite purchasing sites where you can get a Dave Filloni Black Series figure cowboy hat to add to your collection. Yes, absolutely.
So going to that figure, I've got a very weird story about Dave Filloni and seeing I've seen him in an X-Wing costume. Which was incredible. So at Celebration Anaheim in 2015, I think it was, or 16, it was when the original Battlefront was coming out.
Yeah.
And they had a stand there where basically you queued up and they put you in an X-Wing and filmed you. And then you could, then you were put into the game for a few seconds and you got the YouTube footage. So I'll put a link in Discord because you can see the one I did. But we got there really early in the morning and it was pre-show. And Dave Filloni came across and had a go, and he was like 2 in front of me.
Oh,
so not only did I get to watch Dave Filloni be in an X-Wing for not for the first time, I'm sure, but the first time anyone's seen him be in an X-Wing, because they put the helmet on you and the jump shoot and all that sort of thing. But then my friend Brian, who Darth Elvis knows, he was next in line, and Dave Filloni was still talking, and he started directing Brian. Because they were filming his bit. So Brian is the first person I know who was genuinely directed in live action by Dave Filloni.
Well, that it would be quite the claim, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you just have to do this thing where you sort of swerve left, swerve right.
That is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That would be quite the thing. Here we go. Pair him with Happy Hug and Marvel Legends.
You're there. And actually, they should probably do that and have for like another exclusive with the volume.
Oh, yeah.
Just put them in the volume and have them talking in the middle.
So here you go. And Adam, thank you so much for the $2. And when are we getting the Star Wars Santa Black Series figure coming? You know, Santa is already part of the Marvel comic run for Star Wars. Santa is already in Star Wars. We need it. Absolutely. Favreau on a blurg. When you talk about different sets, and we'll get there in just a moment. We've got a figure here in the Pulsecon releases of like a set that we absolutely could use a volume set, and then you can put all your favorite directors in there. You could get you could get Filloni, Favreau. You can get yourself shoot, what are their names? We got all the directors, and you can make
Bryce Howard and
everybody would want a Bryce Dallas Howard, and you could add all of those.
Wouldn't it be great if you could actually have images on the volume? You could actually have the images of the blurg. Then they don't need to make them.
Oh no! Oh my goodness! Black Series Santa with Rudolph blurg. You know, I actually did it. I did a little mock-up of Santa's sleigh being pulled by 8 tiny blurgs, and then we added a Rudolph blurg to it. If Hasbro were to release the vintage collection blurgs, I could certainly purchase at least 9 of them. So there you go. Santa's
Well,
signed up.
You got plenty of time to save up.
There you go. Bryce figures from Jurassic World already. There you go. Yeah, get Rodriguez. Right. All of the directors put them in the volume there, and you could get your HasLab Razor Crest, set it inside there. Oh my goodness. Abby, hello. Thank you for the super chat, Abby. Another fantastic supporter of the channel. I can't thank you enough. My goodness. Wonderful. So back to we got our Black Series Dave Filloni, and right there with the Trapper Wolf helmet and a rifle, and they've got a couple of good pictures here of that smirking face. You know,
look at that. Look at that. It's like he's there in the room with you.
It's fantastic. You get the helmet with the wolves right on it. Mm-hmm. And as I noted before, this piece of detail here is what entertains me. You got one pant leg hiked up, the other one's down.
Yeah,
you know,
I think isn't that regular? Isn't that what most of them have?
Yeah, well, yeah. Mark pointed that out, that it's just a repaint of what's the figure that he put. He already gave us the figure. It's
it'd be a Luke or a Wedge or
Biggs. He said.
Oh, Biggs. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we haven't had a Biggs Black Series, have we?
Probably that's why it's a repaint.
No.
Put Filoni's
no, we haven't
head
had Biggs. We haven't had Biggs. We've had a Wedge. We've had a Luke. No, I can't think of anyone else we've had in the Stormtrooper.
No Biggs yet.
No Biggs yet.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Luke X-Wing. There you go.
There you go. So he's got some things on here, shells to put in his weapon, and we've got a picture of that as well.
That face again. Look.
Yeah, there he is with the helmet on.
Yep.
Somebody should warn him when they're doing the 3D rendering. Make sure you don't have some goofy expression on your face, because they're getting quite good with that photoreal paint. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, yeah. It's weird, isn't it? It kind of looks like him, and it kind of doesn't in equal measures. But we have to remember these aren't the final products. So, although it doesn't look like it's far off. So,
no, it looks really good. It looks really good. And let's be honest, they're going to sell these. And these are going on eBay instantly at tremendous markups.
But actually, so this, again, to be serious for a second, this is going to be exclusive through Hasbro Pulse.
Right.
So all of the figures will be through Hasbro Pulse at this stage.
Now,
so in theory, there should be loads of them.
Well, my experience with Pulse has not been so good, right? Like I've gone to pre-order on Pulse, and 5 seconds in, they're sold out, right?
But have they ever done one before that is only available on Pulse? Has Pulse just had allocations of figures?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. Probably not. And I think they're learning too, right? They're getting better. And we talked about this a little bit before as well, that it's a great way to get your inventory number, what your run should be. You can order it during the Pulsecon, and that's a virtual event, right? Yeah, Pulsecon, and last year was the first. Yeah,
I say because they haven't announced the actual date of it yet, have they? They've just said it's coming. Because I had a quick look for them. There's no set date for Hasbro Pulsecon yet, but when I went through the press release, they're inferring these figures will be available in the fall of 2021. So that means they've produced them. So they know the numbers they've made. So I guess the question is, have they made enough? Have they made too many?
Right. Now I did another thing I didn't know I needed until just now is I need a 3D print of Darth Elvis from Celebration.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to see his picture with Carrie Fisher as legend.
I didn't know I needed it, but now I have to have it. Right, Mark, get out your 3D printer and get busy.
I'm sure Darth Elvis will put it in the Discord. But I think the second he had his photo taken with Carrie Fisher, his hood fell over his face.
Oh no!
So he looks very Darth in it.
Oh, that's fantastic! Fantastic. It could have been anybody, but he said, "No, that's me behind that
Oh no!
hood."
Oh no! It's definitely Darth Elvis. I'll give you that. Like, it's definitely him. You can see it. But I think it was like literally the second beforehand. It was the hood was back, and then as they pushed click, it was like straight over his face.
TVC Darth Elvis on a berg. Right, that's what the part you left out there. Oh, that's this is brought up here. Hasbro hasn't sold personalized characters at X-Wing pilot body, where you submit your head. Oh, really good.
Well, so this has been done. So Disney did it. Disney did a thing at their theme parks at one point, where you could have a 3D scan made of yourself, and basically you made into an X-Wing pilot.
Oh wow, that'd be great.
Yeah, but they don't do it now, which probably tells you something.
No, probably. But somebody brought up that now that we get Filloni, that we should get the other pilots, right?
Yeah, it's an easy. It's a cost-effective solution, isn't it?
Yeah, we could get Deborah Chow. You could get I could never pronounce his last name. Figueroa.
Yeah.
We should get him, and of course the guy that's in season 2 of Mando, that's sort of his wingmate, running with him, the actor from Canada. Really huge Star Wars fan.
I was going to say he's in the Rebel Legion himself, isn't he? So kind of had his own costume before he even came on set.
Right. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
And somebody mentioned they did that with you and Carbonite as well.
They did, yes, yeah.
That'd be.
I think they did Stormtroopers as well at one point as well.
Let's see. Just
Favreau Trooper. There you go.
There you go. So there we go. We get Filloni, the first of the X-Wing pilots from The Mandalorian, and I would hope that means we'll get the others. And of course, if you get Deborah Chow and you get Figueroa and you got Filloni, then all you need is Bryce Dallas Howard and the volume. And and we're still missing the guy that did Thor Ragnarok.
Taika.
Yeah, Taika Waititi. We got to get him in an X-Wing as well.
He must have a figure somewhere already, mustn't he? Because he's been in lots of stuff. As an actor, must be somewhere.
Sheev, can I scam myself? Get Sheev with Palpatine's hood riding a blurg. There you go.
Sounds entirely reasonable.
It does. So the other figure here from the Pulsecon is this Power of the Force Cantina Showdown. This is interesting because we've seen Power of the Force before. This isn't new, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't think we had some Power of the Force carded figures, didn't we?
Yeah,
that were the orange ones rather than the green range, if I remember rightly. But this is, I think this is a neat set. This is a great. Let's be honest, it's a great way to bring in 2 characters that everyone wants and will probably buy independently as well and keep these in their boxes.
Right.
And also a really good way of making you buy 2 to get the Cantina.
Right. So Dr. Evazan, and Ponda. So right there, you can get the 3 of them, and bonus, you get the Cantina. They throw that in for not for free.
Not for free?
No, not for free. You actually get to pay for it. That's the exciting part.
Yeah, and even in their press release, it's like they're being very upfront and honest. Some would say no shame. The playset combines with additional Cantina Showdown playsets to create the full scene.
Exciting.
There you go.
And maybe you could, yeah. And there'll be extra figures to come with those as well. I'm quite sure. So here we go.
There's Palpatine's beer there. Look, if you buy that.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
if you buy that, you can have him.
There's Palpatine's beer.
Yeah.
it'd be what do you? It's a large craft of beer for Palpatine because this is Black Series scale.
But he can take it, can't he?
give him a pint. He'll be okay.
He'll be all right. He'll be all right.
There's one thing I see missing from this set. The severed arm. We need a severed arm. Where's the severed arm?
He's got different hands, hasn't he?
He does. And I want to point that out. So here you go. I'm not sure what the deal is there.
Well, I think, and someone in the chat who's more knowledgeable than me, that he basically has two different hands. Like the character is portrayed with having different hands, I believe.
Okay.
I think I've seen some set photos where he's got the
okay
hands, and then of course when it comes to the actual moment in the film, he needs to be able to hold in a gun or something. But
yeah. So there's the normal hands, as you might say, and here we've got these hoofs. I'm not quite sure what to call that. We just don't have the severed arm. I'm like, come on now.
Well, but we don't know that, right? So they've not shown a severed arm.
I suppose.
Who's to say it won't pop off and like?
Well, I'm sure it'll pop off. That's true. But it should have should have the cauterized end on it, laying on the ground, right? Like you should be able to. Yeah. Oh, that's the only thing I see missing. Like you said, well, these are early models, so there's still time for them to get a severed arm in the box. Right?
Is that what Ben's saying to you? Where's your severed arm, mate? You look different.
Oh, that's great. So we've got the holiday special edition has the sucker hands.
That's it.
Yeah, a different arm that cuts off. Yeah. Classic. So they skipped out on the severed arm.
That's a good point by Mark, because it is the Yavin Luke mold, but I think it's like kind of almost the Yavin Luke costume as well in the film, isn't it?
Oh, I mean Obi-Wan.
It'd be good to buy him again. I've only got him about 4 times already.
Yeah. So there you have it.
Mike Porter's hit the nail on the head. He just wants the bar. Yep. You'll be buying 2 of those, Mike.
That's right. And only one beer stein. So that's the unfortunate part. So
Mark's getting quite personal now. I'm not. It's a bit harsh, Mark. Can't help how he looks.
Oh man,
what's Mark going to say about Dr. Evazan when it comes up?
Look here.
He's in judging mode. Look
at that. Look at that poor guy's nose. Oh, yeah.
Do you think he has got like a pane of glass in front of him there, and he's like doing that thing, pressing his face against it? But isn't it great to see a really good pair of Black Series mutton chops on the side there with the old sideburns going?
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
That's really good.
There you go. Mark's walked into the trap. I was toying with whether I say bum face or not, but Mark's done it for me. That's who your Ponda Baba should be known as, bum face.
And here we go. We get a fantastic Obi-Wan. And this actually looks really, really good.
Yeah, it's a good one.
The facial sculpt on this is quite good.
Absolutely. Still hasn't quite grasped out how old his lightsaber, though, has he?
Not quite.
It's consistent, isn't he, with the Obi-Wans?
Oh, my goodness. Now, it looks like this outer robe here is soft. The inside one here is going to be plastic. So you're going to have that.
Which I think is what it was. I've got one here. Yeah, it was like that with the land speeder one.
Okay.
So he's like that.
There you go.
So that's only $105.
Right.
Per set.
Per set. There's your bar.
There you go.
So you got quite a few little beer mugs there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very nice.
But it looks lonely by itself, doesn't it? Just that one bit.
Well, that's why there'll be additional sets to add.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there will.
And there they are hanging out, best chaps.
Happier times.
Happier times.
This might be the Kenobi series preview. This was where he first met them.
There you go. And we had a comment here. The lightsaber, right? The lightsaber does look detailed. That does look like a good rendering of the lightsaber.
All joking apart, when they do the exclusives that cost more money, I don't think a lot of people realize that actually you do get better detail, you get better paint.
Yeah.
So with the land speeder, the exclusive box one actually has a much higher standard of paint on it, or paintwork and more detail. So I think people think exclusives are just more money for a different packaging, but actually there tends to be better. I'll say better quality because that makes it sound like the other ones aren't good quality, but you're spending more money on the detail that they're putting into it as well.
Yeah, and we already mentioned the facial sculpt here for Alec Guinness is absolutely fantastic. That is a real good looking Alec Guinness there, Obi-Wan, and the lightsabers. Really nice. So yeah, I think they've done a nice job of it. I really do. And in fact, all three characters, all three figures look really well done. As far as that is concerned, we're just missing the severed arm. Other than that, what else could you ask for?
Well, Ben's looking at him there, going, "Don't get used to having that arm. That's coming off."
We've got some great where's Norm. Know, any proper bar you need to have Norm sitting there. A Black Series Ted Danson to mend the bar, right? I notice that's not part of the set. We don't have a bar keep.
It's dare I say, if they wanted to do another set. Luke, Chewie, and was it Werher? His name is
They put that in here. Werher.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And a blurg, just throw a blurg in.
I think you're talking madness now. They're never going to do a blurg.
Abby, you have to sever the arm yourself.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure those 3D printers will be busy printing off severed arms.
Yeah,
there's no question. I think it's a nice set. Again,
I was pleased to see it in the Power of the Force box. That to me was a really good move, seeing as though they're going through the history of the figures.
I got to back up. There it is.
There you go.
Yeah, the 50th anniversary. You get the 50th anniversary logo. Cantina Showdown. So, they need the Cantina band. You need to get the whole, the whole Cantina going there.
And why not? They'll come eventually.
Is this the Cantina or LA Bar Scum and Villainy?
Scum and Villainy, yeah.
Mark, X-Acto knife, boom. She's typing a question.
Yeah.
No one's asking the real question. Waiting for the second half of that. So we've got a couple other figures here or images. Oh, so Colonel Meeber Gascon figure riding a blurg, right?
I'm down with that.
So you could even put Meeber on a vintage collection blurg, and he'd still fit, right? Greedo McClunky. And if you get Han Solo's what do you call that? The seat area there where he was, you get the burn mark behind his head.
Well, they did like quite early on, didn't they? They did the Cantina Showdown, which was it was a Toys R Us exclusive, which was Solo and Greedo. So in that little booth.
So So here we've got somebody has pointed out, and Yakface retweeted it. We've got a little here with Casca Reeves figure on the box. In this corner, you can see an elbow here with a shoulder plate kind of thing going on. So there's lots of speculation. Might that be a mortar / artillery stormtrooper from Mandalorian? And Mark has pointed out we've got all the other types. It pretty much narrows it down to if they're going to do anything new, it's this one. It's another proper repaint, but one that's
confirmed according to Mark.
Mortar trooper confirmed. I think it's highly probable.
I was going to say I don't think it's been announced, but I think that's highly likely based on that picture.
Yeah, and considering what else they've already released, it's really about the only one missing out of the collection.
Yeah,
and it'd be hard to imagine them putting a different one there. So
yeah, absolutely. No, I think that's a safe bet.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet. So so there you have it. That's really all we have for the Pulsecon at this point, right?
Yeah, and it was interesting how they released this, wasn't it? Because they came from nowhere and they're not on pre-order until Pulsecon by the looks of things.
Well, so, you're going to have to save up. What did I see? Like the whole collection. If you were to get the whole,
it's $160 easily already, isn't it? Just for those three.
And then add your vintage collection. Now the vintage collection, that guy isn't all that expensive. He's like 20. I want to say
the Emperor.
Yeah, like $23, something like that.
No. Retail
32.
It's $31.99.
Yeah, so $32 for this, right? Mm-hmm. That's not terrible. Considering the figure itself, they normally retail 15, 17 kind of price range. So you get the chair, the different hands, and the whole set there for $32.
And I haven't actually shown a picture, but I assume he's going to be carded in there.
They didn't show. They didn't show like the open box, like we do with Filloni, right? You get Filloni coming out of the box there.
Whoa, here.
But you don't really get to see how it's packed in this box. If he's carded in there, or if he's just in a if he's in a spot.
Yeah,
it's hard to say.
Yeah.
And
so
does Palpatine come with a separate?
Yeah, with just a beer in it. He took the arm off for the beer.
Vintage collection carded Palp supposed to come this fall in the IG-11 wave.
Okay,
very good. So there you have it. That's the whole collection as a whole. I'm expecting more for Pulsecon. I think these are just the early releases.
I think we're moving into the season of more reveals, because they usually, we've kind of got through the first 2 quarters, and now we're into convention season, where you get.
You and I have been able to do almost like monthly collaborations here, going through the figures, and they really didn't have one yet in July. We're halfway through almost.
Yeah, I think there's definitely. I'll be amazed if we get through July without more reveals.
Awesome. Blurg on a Star Wars card. Blurg on a Mandalorian card. Blurg on a vintage
Sorry, Blurg on a mission fleet.
Well, they already did that. Blurg on mission fleet. He's already been released for mission fleet.
So we don't re-release him.
There you go. So the question of the day then is, what kind of beer would Palpatine drink? Right, an IPA, a stout, a lager. What kind of beer would you think that would be in Palpatine's brew?
He strikes me as one of these guys who subscribes to those, get one a month for free for the first 12 months.
Elvis with the answer. A Palpatine Porter.
There you go.
There it is right there. We got Mike Porter. We get a Palpatine Porter right there.
There you go. Perfect.
Palp streaks Pims.
I am. I can't help thinking of when we was at MCM London. Hasbro did a panel and they did a sort of reveals thing, and it was before Rise of Skywalker, but everyone had seen the image, and the nightmare happened where basically when it got to the questions from the audience, someone who was really, really drunk got up and they had like a pint on them like this, and they staggered up to the microphone, and you could sort of see everyone go, "Oh no!" and the best sentence I heard was he just went, "So then, Patrick," and he was like, properly like, "It's just me and you," sort of thing. Is it? "So then, Patrick, when are we going to get that spicy Papa Palpa figure?" And Patrick was great because he just went, "Well, we can't make any announcements until anything's being announced, but I can tell you when we do get that spicy Papa Palp figure, you will be the first to know."
That's quite good. And of course, we have Sheev here right in the chat. He said the next time he goes and gets a beer, he'll let us know what he orders, and then we will know.
Yeah. Sheeves, what's your favorite drink in Galaxy's Edge? I like the Fuzzy Tauntaun.
Oh, that's there you go. And Sheev just went over the weekend. So he just got back from Galaxy's Edge over there in Anaheim in California. So now, just to have to ask, we've got the Bad Batch, and we've got episode 12 coming out, right?
Yeah.
And I order a bad motivator.
Nice. Yeah.
So there's been some questions about, and we did a show just a day or two ago or yesterday, we did a show on safe bet or risky speculation. Right. And since we saw Hera Syndulla in episode 11, and we have Rescue on Ryloth coming up, it led to some speculation about seeing Hera Syndulla in live action, and might she be in the Andor series? She's in the Bad Batch. She's in Rebels. Her name is mentioned in Rogue One. Do you think safe bet or risky speculation that we get live action Hera in Andor?
Am I allowed to say safe speculation? I think it's safe that it will be acknowledged she exists in that universe if the rebellion is sort of formed. So that's the thing we don't know. We don't know when it really takes place. Mm-hmm. So if it's about the forming of the rebellion, then I'd say it's risky speculation. But if it's the rebellion's been established and it's sort of finding its feet, she would have to be part of it. But it might be like in Rogue One, where we had the announcement, right? That was it a sort of General Syndulla report to wherever? Right, so right. I'm not convinced there'll be a here's Hera Syndulla, this is her big episode. But I think it would be remiss for them not to acknowledge she's part of the rebellion in some way, shape, or form.
Awesome. And if you were to guess, do we see Mama Syndulla get offed in this episode, or they'll leave that for off screen?
I think they'll leave it for a later season.
Oh, there you go. My bet is that she will be offed in this episode. So speaking of that, we have our episode 12 predictions posted in Discord. The link is there. So be sure to join us in Discord. Another thing, it just came out just beforehand, and I almost forgot to show it here before we closed out. Yak Face, new Walmart exclusives in the plural, dropping July 22nd, 7 a.m. PST, so 10 a.m. Eastern, which would be 3 p.m. In the UK there. Walmart exclusives, which in the UK are not exclusives. You just get to order them.
Yeah. I think Mark alluded to this earlier. based on that picture and based on the fact that it's a no-brainer, I think we might see that more to Trooper.
There you go. There you go. I think so. And I think we might. I was just going to bring up on the 22nd. We're going to have a celebration stream of reaching monetization. Hopefully, by then we'll be able to set up our channel memberships and be able to get channel members going. We'll invite many of our friends, including Zuvium and of course Greg. We'll invite Darth Elvis and many of our friends to come on as part of the celebration stream on Santa's birthday, July 22nd. And we could talk about these exclusives that were previously announced earlier in the day.
Yeah, and if they go live when we're on air, then we can all take a break and look at our screens and go, excuse me, everyone, as we're desperately trying to order them.
Yeah, exactly. I have multiple browsers open to get them all. So here is the prediction form. Mark posted it in the chat here, so you can find that in the chat. The episode 12 predictions. So and Dale says, great questions. Dale contributed to this week's questions. So Dale, thank you so much for giving us some new questions to add for episode 12. And we've been having a lot of fun watching how well or poorly people do in their predictions week to week. And this week, of course, Rescue on Ryloth. So we set it up last week, and it's a good bit of is known. Other question that's on the survey that I'll ask you as well, Martin. Do you think that the senator from Ryloth, what's his name again?
The guy with the button chops.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. He's got three names, and right now it's just eluding me. Do you think he's alive or dead?
Well, isn't there sort of a picture of him that people think are in A New Hope?
Yeah, on Frita. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, not A New Hope. He's in.
Oh no! You talk about the guy with the blue guy.
Yeah, the blue guy.
Yeah.
I
I think he's alive because I think that the either really obvious twist or the double bluff is it didn't look like he was shot actually in the head. It was sort of shot on the horn thing.
Right.
And they made the reference to, what was it, attempted assassination?
Yep.
And it was Crosshair. So if anyone can do the shot that, it doesn't make sense that Crosshair would miss.
Right.
And it would make complete sense that Crosshair can absolutely pinpoint a really, really close but not killing picture shot. So I think he's alive. I think
a non-lethal shot to the noggin. And like you mentioned, it's right there where the Montrail comes off. It's right at that intersection there. So and a lot of people are saying absolutely that he is alive. And there's other evidence for that 5 years from this in Lords of the Sith, the novel, he is the senator there as well on Free Talk. Yeah. So
if Crosshair was going to off him, it would have been there, right in the center. It would have been a dead hit. It's suspicious to me.
And the Leku, right? Yeah. And Ducky has been doing quite well in our predictions, and he's got a lead over Mark, and he's one question behind, or 1 point behind Santa. So we'll have to see how we do this week. Just copy Ducky's answers every week, and it can rite out the win. Oh, that's a good point.
Did anyone in the predictions say that it was going to be blurgs in the last episode?
No. But I wasn't thinking. I didn't think it through. Now that you mention it, in my fill in the blank, I could have put blurgs will be highlighted in the Rescue on Ryloth. We'll see blurgs in the Rescue at Ryloth.
We'll see how brave you are. You could put that in the comments and then also say, and straight after the episode, Hasbro announce.
No, I would. I'm not that bold. We have three guesses in for so far. And let's see, any good ones. Oh, okay. Well, I can't give away the fill in the blanks just yet. So, I should have put in mind that that we would see blurgs in the rescue of Ryloth. That would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
And have I been reading the High Republic? Yes, I'm almost 70% or just over 70% through this latest novel by Cavan Scott. Very good read. Martin, have you been reading any of those?
No, so my weakness is the reading, because I basically have to listen to them on audiobook, and through the pandemic I've not been doing the driving that I normally do. But I hear they're really good. I kind of tend to do catch up when things are sort of done, and the authors they've got are incredible. So I want to do it, but I haven't had time. Too busy buying my toys.
Well, and Hasbro, for all the fun we have, and we have a lot of fun at Hasbro's expense, and Hasbro has been giving us quite a bit to purchase. As evidenced by anybody who's trying to keep up and their bank accounts. Right?
They're very empty bank accounts, which you begrudgingly say, well, I know it's only a different head sculpt, but I do need it.
You need it. Yeah. And there are furry blurgs.
Flurgs.
That's what we've named them here. We've called them flurgs, but they actually have a real name. And they do show up in this novel by Cavan Scott. They're blurgs that have insulated fur.
So how would you feel if the Vintage Collection release was a furry blurg?
I would be thrilled to death, because they live in an icy world. That's why they have that insulation. That would be absolutely perfect for Santa's collection. I would have to have 9 of them instantly.
There you go.
There you go. So they have a different name. I can't remember what it is right off the bat. But yeah.
That was Flurg now.
It's Flurg now, forevermore. Here, you can always shave it. Do it like sheep, where you take the wool off and you make coats from the fur. That would be great. Yeah. So that's about it. For the release. Anything that you see that wasn't announced that you're expecting we might get in this release? Any safe bets?
I think we're, like I say, brace yourself for the next wave of stuff coming out. I think we're going to get constant releases for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
because like I say, next couple of months, should I say, and then you do the thing of they start arriving, get delivered, and then repeat. But if anyone thinks it's going to slow down, I think that would be a mistake.
Yeah, well, and just 2 notes on that, and we talked about it just a second ago. Hasbro's giving us a steady release already. The amount of new figures or repaints, whatever, that have been released this year has been phenomenal. Really has been in all collections. The retro maybe not as much, but for vintage and Black Series collectors, certainly plenty to get. And then, like you, I think that we're due to get a good bit more. There is Mark mentioned earlier, the IG-11 wave coming. Expect to see more that IG-11 from the Mandalorian, as well as perhaps my blurg. I think, for all the fun I've been having, I do think that and hope that we will get a blurg eventually. So
the key words eventually there.
Eventually, exactly. But, I don't know.
So you say about the retro range, the retro prototype Boba Fett started arriving in the UK now.
Oh,
so I don't know if that's appeared in the US yet.
I haven't seen it. I did. There was a a retro collection set that came out from the Mandalorian recently, and they started shipping. I think last month.
Yeah.
And so people are getting like their retro collections, Cara Dunes and stuff like that. They're getting those now.
It's quills.
And
then,
quills.
yeah,
Yes.
but I think so. I could be wrong on this, so nobody quote me. But I think it turns out there's only 6 variations of the Boba Fett. So even though there's unlimited combinations, when they come packed, they're actually all the same combinations, but 6 versions of them. Yeah. That's what I was reading today, which would make sense.
That's a lot. That's a lot. All right. Well, we are going to wrap up.
Okay.
Thank you, Martin, for being here. And I expect, as you mentioned, we may get more announcements before the month is out. And we know that on the 22nd, there's going to be some Walmart exclusives. We've got the celebration stream scheduled, and we'll have you with us again during that celebration stream to talk about those exclusives. So thank you so much for being here. We've had a ton of fun. And you guys, thank you for all your support, the super chats that have come in, all the memberships. We're really excited about where we're headed as a channel and what we're doing here. So you guys take care, and we will talk to you very soon. Until then, my friends, Merry Christmas, and may the force be with you all.